again. Went ahead and located my front lower splitters. These are for the INFRACTION. So I've got 3 left. This one I got from Big Gap is pretty tore up. Here, I'll show you guys what's going on. So as you see, he hit something pretty hard right here. So I'm going to go ahead and get this swapped out. I thought the bulkhead here might have been damaged. I do have one, but it's not. So that's a good thing. So I'm going to go ahead and get this replaced out. And then on the wheel nuts, the black wheel nuts, they're pretty beat up. So I have a set of red anodized ones I'm going to go ahead and throw on there just to get that a little bit more cleaned up. So let's go ahead, and I already found the hardware for it. I replaced it because it was missing hardware. But now we're just going to get it replaced out. The factory bolts that are in here look like this. They got a big panhead screw, but they're not very long. I switch them out with the smaller head screws, but they're a lot longer, so they go deeper in. They don't rub on the ground and they don't get ripped out. So that's something I suggest you do right when you get your RC. The nice thing about the long head screws is that they hit the ground before the splitter does. The problem with that is that when it comes time to replace it, or in a crash, the heads are all ground down, so you can't look how bad that thing is. It's just not even straight. It's bent up over here. It's taken a really hard impact to that driver's side. It's curved up. Now I can stick this in the oven and bake it and straighten it back out, which is probably what I'm going to do, and keep it as a spare for my Limitlesses. But I do have, I bought a bunch of them when I first got the RC. My INFRACTION and my Limitless, because I lost one like immediately right when I got it. So I figured it was something that was going to keep happening. So I went ahead and bought some, thinking that I was going to have to keep replacing them. Come to find out, if you just change out the screws, you don't have an issue. So now I just replace them. When they get really, really worn out. I have the RC on its side just so it's easier. Oh, do I have this? I have this on backwards. I can tell it's on backwards because my bolts aren't sitting down in the hole. Oh, that's strange. It's not beveled. Yeah, it looks like maybe just the Limitless ones are beveled. So maybe I did have it on right. thought that that these were beveled, where the screws go in, just like the Limitless. So maybe I'll bevel them. I haven't had a problem with mine yet. On the Infraction. There we go. Let me get those extra parts put aside. Running out of space on my workbench here. I'm gonna have to start putting some stuff away. But the next thing I'm gonna work on is those wheel nuts, but I want to get, there we go. There's the front of the Infraction now. But now I want to work on this ride height. So I'm going to stick you guys over here. Got just so much stuff on this table. There we go. So I'm now going to work on this ride height. Just trying to dial in this RC. Like I said in the last video, I'm getting ready for a bunch of parts to come in. Yeah, that's much cleaner in the front there with the front bumper. It now looks brand new. So what I need to do now, these front ones are maxed out all the way up. They're short ones. I couldn't find my longer posts. So what I did was, here we go, there's the two I was looking for. A little shark fin. So I need the longer ones. I believe are these. And I had to find the hardware. For all this stuff. those popped in there. Let's see how this body fits. It was actually oh yeah, much better. Now I have clearance for turning. I do have a big surprise coming on Monday or Tuesday, and I've been very, very patient in a company I had make this stuff for me, which it was supposed to be here on the 2nd, but the company had an error in his listing, and rather than me force him to abide by what his listing said, I just substitute one of the parts, even though theoretically I should have received all the parts. I, in the end, never want a small mom and pop company to ever lose money, because that'll just cause them to go out of business. So as you see, these are beveled here on the edge. They're rounded, and these are square. So I'm hoping that taper will really help when it comes to bumping a curb or running into something. I do like the black ones, but black on black for these wheels really just all kinds of blends in together. I do suggest, if you don't have extra of these wheel nuts, order a package, because they do get stripped if you run into a curb or run into something. They'll get stripped out, and then you'll have an issue with them. Or I've had wheels come off because they weren't tightened down right, or for whatever reason the wheels come off and you need wheel nuts. So now when I go on speed passes, because I have lost wheels before, I double check my wheels, but I also bring wheel nuts. They're in my remote control bag. So I'm going to show you what it looks like. There we go. So that's what it looks like with the red wheel nuts versus having the black ones on there. The red just stands out a little bit more, and I think looks a little bit better when you're running the solid dish wheels like this. So there we go. I'm going to continue working on this thing, but just figured I also got the clear wing on and got it peeled, so now it's clear. And then you can see the stainless steel hardware that I have mounted everywhere. I still got to get the tethers installed, which I do have. But the Limitless is definitely, the Limitless Infraction conversion is really coming out good. This front splitter does look better than the Limitless splitter on there. I was going to leave a Limitless splitter because I thought it looked kind of cool. But nope, the Infraction definitely is the way to go. So I'm going to get some measurements of this wheelbase for a buddy of mine, the width and the length, and I'll be right back. We're all locked inside and all these people are outside. Out here with the Limitless conversion. You can always tell the Limitless conversion because it's slammed in the front and it's got the red wheel nuts. Oh. Cars again. All these people should be home. This car will tear through a set of tires in minutes. It is truly busy out here. For people having to stay home, I'm shocked. I haven't been out of the house in a week. This thing just loves to eat. I fixed the end point so I can got a phone call. There we go. I'm going to end this video because there's too many people outside, parking everywhere. This thing's just an animal. I don't know why this guy is parked in front of my house. Kids sitting there playing. But there she is, guys. Limitless is all linked up, dialed in. Steering is now perfect. So that's it. Waiting on the goodies to show up, and then we'll finish up this build. But thanks for watching. See you guys on the next video.